Okay, welcome back to the channel. It is just after March 2025. I'd hoped to get a lot more done by now, and I'd actually intended on doing something different with this video, but I forgot I had a very, very important piece of equipment, which was my Schilke B1. That's going to be going up for sale soon, and I wanted to actually do a final comparison between the B1 and the X3 now that I've got to know the X3 a little bit more. The X3 has actually just gone through Bryce Ferguson's amazing workshop at Edinburgh Music Centre. This is a relatively old, it's not that old as X3. I think this goes back to mid-90s. It's not perfect, it's got a couple of issues, but to be honest, it kind of is the one right now because it is just, it's a total, I hate to use this phrase, game changer, but it really, really is in terms of having a horn that can just about do everything. So there's a reason why I want to do a comparison with the B1, and I'll make a point of that going forward. The point of this video now is this little guy here. So if you've been anywhere or anyone on the internet, trumpet stuff, geeks, all that type of thing, then, and especially actually Trent Austin has just done one of this on his channel, Austin Custom Brass, and this is the first aid from AR Resonance. Now, many of you will know that I've been using AR Resonance mouthpieces for quite a while now. I can't remember when, and they're fantastic. They really, really are. I'm not going to go into my whole mouthpiece history. Suffice to say that I've noticed even having the option of different backbores, even if you don't change your cup and everything else, and if you are using multiple horns for different jobs, etc., I've found that some instruments just really respond well to having a different backbore. So the B1 actually, and this is what led me to the X3, the B1 actually, for me, ultimately responded best on the large backbore, and on the X3, I've gone back down to the medium backbore. This means a lot of different things to different people. It doesn't mean much to some people. Suffice to say that, and this kind of brings us back around to this, it makes it easier for me to do my job, create music and be in a comfortable space with my sound and what I want to do. So, back onto the first aid. Where does this attach on? Well, first aid is part of the clout. It fits on the first valve slide. Lower leg. Well, this isn't really a slide. This is the lower leg arm because these are the reversed slides on the Schilke trumpets. A lot of reverse lead pipe trumpets do have that, and a lot of standard trumpets do have that. You don't see many that are just both top and bottom slides. So what that means is essentially pop. The bottom slide fits inside the body of the trumpet, and the top part of the slide, don't drop it, the top part of the slide goes over the trumpet end of the first valve slide. Wow, that was a lot of words. Anyway, so when attached, for me, it pretty much slots on there on this trumpet. It's the same as on my B1 and on my large Strad that you've seen so much of as well. It's kind of the same space or same place. So that makes me think that whatever's going on in this area of the trumpet with frequencies, etc., there's something there that this little thing helps manage. This one is a nickel silver one. Very much in the same vein with a lot of the brass stuff. Nickel silver generally gives a little bit more, I don't want to say brightness or edge. I don't want to say focus, but it's that type of thing where, to me, it's a little bit more sparkle to the sound. And that's also throughout the softer areas as well. It kind of works for me. But you can get these, I believe, in brass, silver and gold plated. You can get them in bronze. I'm not sure if he does a titanium one, etc. So, and they do actually affect the tonality of the instrument. I've noticed that with different types of material in the mouthpieces, it certainly makes a huge difference. And this just attaches, essentially it looks like a hairband. That's it there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a couple of notes on this recently serviced X3, and the areas that this is designed, that the first aid is designed to work best, are on like our first yeah, first valve D at the top of the stave, our E, our open E, and the G as well. I have also noticed the A on the top of the stave as well, which is inherently a sharper note for me. I know a lot of trumpets are sharp on there. It kind of focuses that in as well. So I'm just going to switch over mics and I shall play. I'll play some things on this just now and then we'll flip back over and I'll probably do an edit between the two with and without, with a little bit of chat in between. Okay, so switching mics. Okay, so that's it in position for where I normally play. I'll try and play something similar or exact the same. Um, and we can flick back, and we can flick back and forth between them. Oh, for God's sake! Just switch the mic over. Okay, so maybe not the most scientific of examples. And when I was in picking up the X3 with Bryce Ferguson yesterday, we did a wee thing where I was playing and he was holding the node or the first aid and taking it on or just holding it against the first slide and then taking it away. And we had a tuner set up and there was a little bit of perceptible movement in the tuning, but and it's hard to tell probably because someone's holding it and it's not designed to be like that. From a player's point of view, and I think this is really what it's all about, is that if it allows you to, so that last A there on the trumpet with the first is attached, it just, I kind of know that it's going to be so much more easier, just like entries and hitting notes, etc. Not hitting notes, playing notes. So from the musician's point of view of being able to access your sound and really connect to whatever it is that thing is that you need when you're a trumpet player to allow you to do your job easier, then that's gonna pass on to the audience, isn't it, or the listener, if you're really in touch with what's going on there. And it's like Antonio made a good point as well of showing that guys like Chris Botti, who hasn't changed his equipment in years, he's got one of these guys. He's got one of these. He's raving about it. Don't know if he's still raving about it or not, but he seemed really happy with it. Wayne Bergeron was saying it was a game changer too. No, maybe he didn't actually use those words. But he said it was really good. So yeah, so that's the first aid from AR Resonance. I'm going to edit this down because I have waffled so much, and I am all fingers and thumbs putting this thing on. You know what? That's my biggest issue. If I had to have an issue with it, I get how it's attached and the fact that it really is just minimal compression that's holding this thing against the trumpet. But see, putting that little bit of elastic around that first aid thing, that really, really does me in. So it's like if I've got to change it between trumpets, that's like on my knees or on a table type thing, putting the trumpet across my knees or putting the trumpet on a table, whatever it is, to do it, because I cannot do it one-handed. I'm sure there's some people out there, maybe I could do it with practice. It's all about practice, eh? Anyway, so there we go. I've got another little video that I'm going to shoot right now, which is going to be about an exercise, another exercise that I've written. I'm sure they've all been written before by someone else. And this is designed to help you find the embouchure, chop shape for the upper register. This came about by working with some students that I felt really had to start working on the range. And we're not talking about stratospheric stuff above the ledger lines. We're talking about starting to get a good, comfortable top C. So stay tuned to the channel. Look out for that stuff that's coming up. Trying to get more and more content done. So busy just now with teaching and everything else. And again, there's been some new subscribers as well. So thank you again. Please click the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. All the historical stuff is up there. Please leave a comment as well. That kind of boosts some of this content's visibility to other people that it may be relevant to. And yeah, anything else you want me to try and cover, then that'd be great. Okay, that's all for now. Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to practice, and we'll see you again soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.